saying that here too like this.
Sometimes I just sit back and just wonder what's my purpose. I need an answer ASAP cause I'm getting a little nervous. If they can't see a one, you gotta let me know they worth it. And they can't see me pop by the beach, get no service. We're trying to make them happy, yeah, I gotta buy my own piece. Try to let me hold the Glock, but I got my own piece. Ain't nobody gets me up, I always went out my feet. Now ain't nobody gets me up, I pulled up with my own beat. I believed in me back then when nobody supported me. They all on my dick, but months ago they wasn't knowing me. Legend I got pregnant, but the reach the
Well,
how the hell you hang on me? You
hey dudes, welcome back to Babes and Cocktails, your weekly 2-day dose of real talk, bold fits, and even bolder conversations with honesty and positive vibes. We're your go-to base for real talk, some laughs, and of course, cocktails in hand. I'm Robin.
And I'm Shyne. You know, it's your favorite duo, the sassy chicks, relatable moments, and of course, we will have them perfect cocktail vibes. Tonight, we are sipping on.
I have Jack and guava juice and fresh pineapple.
And I have Seekers Meal King Gin, dry gin, with guava juice and some freshly sliced pineapple. Mm-hmm.
They're really yummy.
It's so good. This is really yummy. So that you like that. And so that's why we like to taste it with a nice little guava and a fresh pineapple.
Fresh pineapple, by the way, is good.
Freshly cut, like the night cut. She cut these pineapples the night. She look at the night. Good. So, let's get into this exciting episode.
Tonight's topic is going to hit home for many of us.
This is a good one. Let's go, Robin.
The power of saying no. Setting boundaries without guilt.
Hi, you gotta mute your phone. We're podcasting. The power of what, Robin?
The power of saying no. Setting boundaries without guilt.
Wow. That's what we're talking about. I'm thinking it's something.
They love us though.
We love them now. It's super fun.
Not calling again.
Not calling, babe. Anyway, what is our topic, girl? Because we need to say it louder for the people in the back.
The power of saying no, setting boundaries, and not feeling guilty about it.
Without guilt?
Mm-hmm.
Saying no without guilt?
Yeah, you know when it's gone up and we wasn't allowed to say no.
What?
You will say no now.
Grown?
Grown and no.
No. It's different.
No.
Them 30s hit a little different, but them 40s definitely hit different.
Like, yes. Been able to use this word all of 2 years ago.
I just recently started using that word in the first and so good. So, this is such a universal, juicy topic because so many of us, both women and men alike, struggle with it. Let's dive into the deep stuff.
Oh, yes. Why saying no is so challenging. So let's get into it. Why is saying no so hard? It's a mix of societal conditioning and fear. Many of us We're taught from a young age to be accommodating, to avoid conflict, and to prioritize others over ourselves. Saying no feels like we're breaking some unwritten rule. And there's the guilt. We're so scared of disappointing people or being labeled as selfish. But here's the thing, saying no isn't about being selfish. It's about self-respect. And every time we say yes to something we don't want, we're saying no to something we do want. Whether it's our time, energy, or peace of mind, there's always a cost. Let's normalize the idea that our needs matter just as much as everyone else's.
Mm. The emotional toll of overcommitting. Overcommitting. Let's talk about what happens when we overcommit and constantly say yes. What does this what does that do to us emotionally? It's draining. You start to feel resentful, exhausted, and even burnt out. And then you're no good to anyone, including yourself. And it's not just about feeling tired. Saying yes too often can chip away at your self worth. You start to feel like your needs don't matter as much as everyone else's, which is very much not the case. This is a powerful point. It's like every unnecessary yes erases a little bit of who you are. But the good news is you can take that power back by learning to say no. The emotional impact of saying no. What happens emotionally when we say no? First, there's the immediate guilt, right? But guilt isn't always a sign that you're doing something wrong. Guilt often comes from caring too much about others' feelings and not enough about your own. It's like a knee-jerk reaction to what we can learn to manage. And the kicker is, when you say no, you might feel relief afterward. That's your body's way of telling you that you made the right choice for yourself. Pay attention to that relief, babes. It's a signal that you're aligning with what truly matters to you.
Practical strategies for saying no. All right, let's get into that. The how to. What are some practical ways to say no without guilt?
Mm.
Tip number one, use clear and confident language. Instead of saying, I don't think I can, try saying, I'm unable to commit to that right now. It's firm but polite.
I know that. Okay.
Tip number two, use the sandwich method. Start with something positive, deliver your no, and then end with something kind. Something kind, for example. I really appreciate you thinking about me, but I have to pass. That'll catch up another time.
Hmm.
Tip number three, set boundaries proactively. For example, if you were often asked to volunteer for things, decided in advance, just getting all kinds of calls tonight, in advance how much time you're willing to commit and stick to it. Tip number four, be brief. Over explaining can make you feel worse and open the door for I didn't look up, probably did. Probably did. Probably did. Nope, let's keep going. Too late. You know what you was doing when you did it. I'm wrong.
Listen, I'm gonna have to put
Hello?
this.
Yes, yes, all of this paid. I am in the middle podcast.
Um,
Goodbye, Regina. Goodbye.
Goodness. My head is
Thought it was a kid emergency, but I guess not. So let's go back to tip number 4. Be brief. They're beautiful. Not brief, but be brief.
yeah.
Over explaining can make you feel worse and open the door for pushback. A simple no, thank you is often enough. Tip number 5. Practice saying no in low stakes situations. If a coworker asks if you want to join them for lunch and you're not feeling it, use it as an opportunity to practice. All right, let's give everyone some practical tips for saying no. Shine, what's your go-to strategy?
My go-to strategy. Okay, so my favorite is to keep it short and sweet. Something like, thanks for thinking of me. I don't know, I'm not. Isn't it? I ain't really good. I'm sorry, I'm really good. I ain't got it. I ain't got it. Okay, no need to over-explain or apologize. I'm not gonna say like, I'm gonna say thank you for thinking of me, but I'm at the pass. But in reality, I'm be saying I ain't really good. That's not something I'm doing. Touch that you thought of me in that capacity of your life. But I ain't gonna do it. And I don't have to tell you why. I don't have to say because I have school or because I have work or because I don't want to. It's just because
Yep,
I just can't.
you don't have to explain
No
yourself to
over
nobody.
and no over
We're
apologize
grown.
or
You don't gotta
explain. Right.
explain nothing.
What am I telling you this for? Is it just gonna be a no for me?
Love that. My
Okay.
tip is to practice saying no in advance. If you know you're prone to saying yes under pressure, rehearse your response ahead of time. It helps you feel more confident in the moment.
One of my favorites is lean on the power of silence. Get it?
Mm,
Sometimes a pause after your no can help you reinforce your decision and discourage pushback. Yeah,
that's so smart. Another strategy is to offer an alternative if you genuinely want to help but can't commit. For example, I can't make it to the event, but I'd be happy to share with my network.
overcoming the fear of disappointing others. One of the biggest hurdles is the fear of disappointing others. Let's unpack that. Excuse me. It's natural to worry about how people will react, but here's the truth. If someone truly cares about you, they'll respect your boundaries, and if they don't, that's a reflection of their issues, not yours. And remember, you're not responsible for managing other people's emotions. It's okay if someone feels disappointed. It's not your job to fix that for them. Think of it this way. By setting boundaries, you're showing others how to treat you, and that's powerful. Reframing guilt. Let's talk about guilt because it's such a big part of this conversation. Why do we feel so guilty when we say no? I think it's because we've internalized the idea that we're responsible for other people's feelings. But here's the truth. You're not. Guilt is just a sign that you're breaking an old pattern, not that you're doing something wrong. Guilt can actually be a sign that you're growing. It means you're challenging outdated beliefs and prioritizing yourself in a healthy way. Excuse me. And when that guilt shows up, remind yourself this. Setting boundaries isn't rejection, it's redirection. You're guiding your time and energy toward that and what really matters.
How saying no benefits you. Let's talk about the perks of saying no. What do you gain? Where do I start? More time, more energy, less stress, and let's not forget self respect. Every time you honor your boundaries, you're reinforcing your self worth. And it's not just about you. When you're well rested and centered, you can show up better for the people who matter most. Plus, saying no clears space for the things you truly want to say yes to. It's about quality over quantity. The rewards of saying no. Let's flip the script and talk about the amazing benefits of saying no. What's what's been the biggest reward for you? It's the freedom. When you start saying no, you can finally you can finally be in control of time and energy. That's empowering. And you may notice that saying no has improved relationships. The people who truly care about you respect your boundaries, and that's so affirming and beautiful. And let's not forget the peace of mind. Saying no creates space for rest, creativity, and joy.
Mm. So,
And now the discussion begins. Get a sip on that.
at the end of the
Sippity
day,
sip sip, sip sip sip.
saying no is empowering, right? It's not something to feel guilty about. It's not something to burden yourself with. If I say no, this person gonna feel separate, or they're not gonna have nobody else to blah 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 blah. Sometimes neglected. You have to put yourself and your needs and what you are able to do for you before you do for somebody. And I feel like that.
It's discussion time. All right, babes, let's get into some questions. Why do we struggle with saying no? What are some societal or cultural expectations that make saying no feel so difficult, especially for women?
It's because the woman is supposed to be like the caretakers, and they're supposed to be always available, and it's supposed to, well, you're supposed to always be like accessible because you're the mother of the child, or you're the nurturing, party of a partner of the relationship, right? So you always have to be accommodating, and no is not accommodating. No is not going to get done what they feel needs to be done, whether it's your child or with your husband or your partner, whatever. So the expectations on us not to say no is so heavy because it is like supposed to be our badge of honor. Because you're supposed to be that person. It's supposed to be your role as a woman in society and in your family. Period.
I think that when we have to make that decision as women to say no, it kind of puts up the what if question. What if I say no now? What if something else? Or what else am I going to have to do later on because I said no about this one? If I just go ahead and say yes and let them do this and that, or get them this, I don't have to do nothing later. It kind of puts like a weight on our chest because it makes us feel like, fuck, what else we got? No, what else are we about to have to do?
I had to take care of all of this. What's next on my list? Because it
Right.
has to be done.
So, can you recall a specific moment when you felt pressure to say yes, even though you didn't want to?
Yeah. Um, it was a situation where I was asked to give something that was important to me.
Hmm.
And I felt pressure to say yes because of, you know, what it was be worth. in general, right? Because it would have been a nice gesture, it would have been something accommodating, and it would just been an all around good thing. It wouldn't have been nothing negative. But I didn't want to because the sentimental value it was to me. So I wound up saying yes because it was the principle, and I know that was probably been something that the person that gave it to me or how I acquired it wanted me to do. So, but I made it work for me though. I made it on a temporary basis instead of being permanent. What you?
I felt pressured to attend an event that I didn't want to because I was tired. Um, the event, you know, would benefit me and the kids. But I really just wanted to say no because I was like, look, I've been at work. I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning. Fucking tired. No, I don't want to go. So, yeah. Didn't want to, but said yes. We went. Called a day. Went home. And I was super fucking tired after that. Like, they don't think about us working moms. You want us to come to events or do things after work. The kids been in school. I've been at work. Now I gotta go get the kids. Now I gotta make sure the kids eat something before we get to this event. Then we get to this event, they falling asleep. I'm not going to sleep. I still gotta stay woke because I gotta drive us all the way the fuck back home. So yeah,
Mhm. Recognizing the cost of saying yes. Recognizing the cost of saying yes. How do overcoming the others impact your mental health and well-being? That's I'm just saying things to the world. Come on, just let me do what I know. How does overcoming to others impact? I'm sorry, overcommitting to others impact your mental health and well-being?
overcommitting to others is a big impact because if my mental health is like something else, something else, something else, and then it gets overwhelming. It starts to weigh you down. You start to get sad and depressed because it's like now you got to do this, this, that. And you ask for where's my time? Where's the time that I get to take care of me? But you're committing, so then you feel bad when you don't fulfill the commitment. So yeah, it it, it weighs on you.
Um, Overcommitting affects your mental health because you're not prioritizing things correctly, which causes you to take away from the things that you're supposed to do to pour into you, right? So you're not getting the rest you need because you're overcommitting to everything and everybody. You're not taking care of yourself by eating right because you're rushing to eat fast food or stuff that's not benefiting you or not healthy for you because it's more convenient because you have these commitments that you have committed yourself to. Well being is when you do those things, you're not sleeping, excuse me, and you're not eating right, then of course you're gonna not even perform at the capacity you could if you weren't overcoming to these events, these things that people are asking you to do. So you're going to do it tired, sleepy. You're not going to be able to give your all or your best, but it's going to get done, of course. That's why they called you. And then you're not healthy. So pretty soon, you done did everything for everybody else, but then take care of yourself. Now you done ate all this fast food or whatever. You're having a heart attack. Now you're overweight. You don't have that time to commit to yourself to cook at home or to go work out at the gym or even work out at home. Have you ever said yes to something and regretted it? What did you learn from that experience?
I said yes to committing to helping another child out, and then I regretted it because I mean I can't really say I regret it. I'm a mom, so I feel like helping other children is not a regret because sometimes you don't know other people have situations. So I really didn't feel like I regretted it. It's just that I had to. What I learned from that was that I can't help the world, and I try to help other kids that may be in need and stuff, but um, sometimes I just have to say no because I can't help them all. I had a house full
Yeah, you
20. I had 20 kids in my house, and ain't none of them helping me take care of them. So I can't do it. I
can't
tried.
overcommit yourself to something that you commit yourself to already for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've done it a lot. I've said yes to stuff I've regretted. Not recently though. My nose and my nose big and I'm standing on it and standing firm behind. But I've learned when I would say yes to things I really wanted to say no to, that the time I could have spent for myself, like I really probably had to do something for me, like probably, clean my house, or I don't know, maybe had something to do for school or do for work, or knowing I had to go to work and then wait, whatever. But I realized that it's not benefiting me as much as it's benefiting them. And if it's not mutually benefiting me and you, meaning I'm getting at least as much out of it as you are, because me helping you, I have to help you from a full cup. Can't help you from an empty cup. I
Mm-hmm.
can't pour into you the little drop I have left for me, right? So that's the truth.
Thank you.
So me saying yes to you is doing me a disservice, and I should have came home and had that time to clean up and relax afterwards. Instead of doing what I did for you, came home, cleaned up, now I'm tired. I can't function and do whatever I need to do the next day properly because I've overcommitted to something. Because I'm trying to do something for you and me, and I didn't have the time to do it for me, let alone you. So
Understanding the reframing guilt. Why do we feel guilty when setting boundaries? And how can we reframe that guilt into something positive?
I think we feel guilty when setting boundaries because you know you're capable of doing it. You just know that you really can't do it for them at that moment. And it's unfortunate that their circumstances didn't line up with the time that you could actually help them, right? But you feel guilty because you have the capacity to help, but just not the capacity to pull from 100%, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we could refrain from that guilt because, like I said, you have to pour into you first. Because if you can't get you together, how you gonna constantly get everybody else together while you falling apart? And when you fall apart, would these same people be there to pour into you what you poured into them?
Hmm. And that's usually how it goes. We help everybody that asks for help, and then when we turn around and we actually need help,
Who's there?
nobody's there. I mean, we have
Not
our
the people
circle
that you help.
with all those people that we help, and they're like,
I have
and
this.
they,
They're
they
gonna
quick
make
to
sure
say
to
no.
take care of themselves and say no, though.
Yeah, they definitely do
But
that.
you're always the one saying yes in this relationship or this situation. When they come to you, it's always a yes. But when you go to them, it's a no. I can't. I got this. I that. Which is fine. That's fine. Their no is valid just as well as your no should be valid. So,
Um,
turn to guilt into something positive by just when you say no, do what the hell you need to do for yourself. Whatever you're gonna push back for yourself, do it. Let it be something very positive because I promise you, you always have something to do for you. Just like they would have something to do for them. What you think?
I think feeling guilty, setting boundaries is like you can be in a situation like let's just set out in-laws.
Mm.
You feel guilty because they want you to do this and that, and it's like, well, you got to take care of your kids and your household. So I'm setting that boundary And to refrain from feeling guilty is because I took care of my household first. So I don't feel
And that's what
guilty.
we're gonna do. Because nobody's gonna take care of your household the way you're gonna take care of it.
That's right. How do you differentiate between guilt and genuine responsibility?
Well, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Guilt and genuine responsibility. Okay, genuine responsibility is if you have children, you have to genuinely make sure on a daily basis they're taken care of. Period. In every aspect of life. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Guilt is you know that you have to go pick your child up from bad practice, right? And someone calls you pick them up from bad practice at 6. Someone calls you at 5, like, I need you to run me here right quick. It's going to be real fast, blah, blah, blah. But you know it's traffic, and you know there's a possibility that you could possibly late picking them up, but you can possibly make because it just don't. But you don't add in what could possibly happen. You could possibly have an accident from taking that that trip for them, or traffic could just be just that bad because somebody else had an accident, and now
Mm-hmm.
and it just caused you to be 15 minutes late from picking each other up. Not much. But now you feel guilty because your responsibility had to wait 15 minutes because of somebody else. So that's how I feel like it in general.
But what about your bills being due?
Mm.
Your light bill is due in 5 days. So you're saving
Mm.
your money. If somebody came right along saying, ooh, can I borrow this? I'm gonna pay this back to you in 4 days. Genuinely, you're like, okay, you're gonna give it back in 4 days. And then the guilt is you didn't gave it to them. They ass ain't pay you back. Now who gonna help you with your light bill?
They can.
They borrowed it from you. So that would be my differentiating guilt and genuine responsibility. I definitely would go with the responsibility, pay your light bill, tell them you ain't got it because they ain't got it. Because if they had it, they wouldn't be asking.
Mm. Okay. Practical strategies for saving money. What are some of your favorite phrases or techniques for politely declining an invitation or request?
Oh, I want to go. Then I'm tired right now. Oh, it's tomorrow? Okay, let me check my schedule. I might could make it. Or, see, one more. Oh, I can't make it tonight. I don't have a babysitter.
That's mine. I need to do it. I'm sorry, sweetheart. It's just not gonna work out for me like that. Another one is, you know what? Mm, mm, mm. See, if you would have told me 48 hours ago, I probably could have made that happen for you. But 24-hour notice, that's not enough time for me.
Can't
I
make it.
can't make that in 24 hours.
You have to let me know two
You
days
like,
in
yeah,
advance.
I'm gonna need just as much as of a notice as you would give your boss down there for a vacation, which is probably a week. But you can catch me in 48 hours, but definitely not 24. Another way is, I really, really appreciate you thinking of me like that in that capacity. But at this time, I just can't do it for you. And I really wish somebody else, you can find somebody else and it really works out for you. But this this moment, I ain't got it for you. Because I ain't got it for me. That's what I
You
got.
ain't got it?
That's what I
They're awful late. Yes,
got. Okay,
awful
just making
late.
sure. How do you handle situations where someone refuses to take no for an
Let's start off with the polite way. So in a situation, And I said, well, no, I don't have it right now. You have to wait till I get paid next week. Oh, well, I need it right now, but I mean, you got it. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I don't have it right now. Now, I'm only saying it twice. It's only twice. So that's the polite way. One and two. And we still, look, no. Now you're not getting it when I do get it. Because I told you no twice. But I did polite. I did the first.
That's not the question.
I did.
That's not the
I did it
question.
twice. I was polite
That's
the
not the
first.
question. That's not the question.
I'm just saying. I
That's
did
not. That's
two
not.
polite answers.
That's not the question. That wasn't. That wasn't.
I
That
did it
wasn't.
politely twice.
But that wasn't the question. No, that wasn't the question. That wasn't the question. Just say polite. Then it's
I
like, what
did.
if you say something polite? Then after you say something polite, would you say the unpolite way? That wasn't the question, ladies and gentlemen. But take the part A of her statement and just forget it.
How can practical small no's build your confidence in setting larger boundaries?
Because once you say that first no, baby, from experience, once you say that first no to that person you really would never say no to, and they be understanding, even if they're not their auntie, everybody gonna leave this lady behind, and I don't care how you feel. Because it just that one no leads to that second no, to that 50th no, to that 100th no, to that 1000th no. I'm probably at 2,000 sweetheart because I've been going hard about 2, 3 years in the past. About 37, 38, that no was 35, that no was on plus. About 38, 39, that no was on general, on period. General principle. Easy, roll off the tongue. No. So, just don't do it. No, sorry. That's how good I am at. And you set them larger boundaries because once you realize that saying no benefits you so much, them boundaries are gonna be set before they even come to your action. Then no gonna be ready to roll off the tongue. I know
By that
Spanish.
point, you shouldn't be asking me what
Bonjour
I said
no.
no.
French. Hell no. English.
Not English, English.
English. Mm-mm. Just that simple.
What role does self-awareness play in knowing when and how to say no? Self-awareness.
A real big one. Because if you're self aware, you know at what capacity you can handle things. When you can, when you can't, when you can offer this much, when you can't offer nothing. Right? That's your self awareness. You're so aware of your environment, your situation, yourself that you know if someone asks you, hey, out the blue, I need to do this. No, I'm not prepared. I already have my schedule together because I'm self aware of who I am and what I'm doing in my personal life to know that I'm gonna need that 48-hour notice. Look at me like your boss. You want to take a vacation? Don't you give 2, 3 months, 2 weeks notice? I'm gonna need that too. Out of respect, because I'm gonna give you the same. And if it's last minute, if you tell me no, guess what? This stuff happens. Understandable. But you're aware and I'm aware that this is not gonna work for us at this moment. I need to find somebody else, or so do you. So I think that's reason.
Yeah, it's basically you understand when you need to say no and how to say it, and you can say it politely. And if the other party feels upset about it, well, you're just going to be upset because I said no and I said it nicely. And my self awareness says, "Oh, you're mad? Oh, you big mad? Oh, you mad? Big mad?"
You mad or you big mad? And if you big mad, that's even better for me because the next time you ask me, I'm gonna be for sure to say no.
For sure to say no.
It's not gonna even be an option at that point. It's gonna be a real no. That's if I respond.
Hmm.
Listen. Dealing with disappointment from others. How do you remind yourself that you're not responsible for managing others' feelings?
Because my feelings come first.
Hmm.
I know it sounds a little, what I mean, but at this moment, it has to be about me because I am the one that is going to be sucking up all this. I hope I get it back soon. I hope they get back here to get the baby sooner or later. Man, I need that bill money because I didn't say no. So, reminding myself that I'm not responsible for others' feelings is, hmm, I said no. My feelings come first. And that's how I remind myself. Much
Like this.
See, I did it the polite way.
I'm sorry. Didn't say polite enough. Like this. Because at the end of the day, I done been there, done that. Well, I done gave you my little bill money and you ain't paying it back on time, and now I got these late fees, and now you ain't paying. You paying back my money, but now with that late fee, I gotta pay for that bill.
Right.
So I'm not responsible for what you got going on in your house because I have to be responsible for what I got going on in mine. At the end of the day, I have to be in my house. I have to be in my car. Period. Now, whatever you did to fuck off your money, where you didn't have your bill money, where you gotta ask me for it, is not my responsibility. So guess what I'm not gonna do? Take responsibility for it. Because I promise you I paid my bill, so I don't have to call you for it. That's
Maybe don't.
it's just that simple for me. That's how I remind myself I'm not responsible. Because you're not gonna responsibly pay me back that late fee that you let me acquire for not paying me back my money on time. And I'm trusting you to pay me back my money so I can pay my bill on time. And here I'm minutes late.
Because you,
And I gotta pay my money I gave you and a late fee to the people that I could have paid without giving you my money. Because
mm-hmm.
it wasn't that responsible for me to give you my bill money, not knowing that you was gonna pay my shit back on time in real life. Can you think of a time when someone respected your boundaries and how that strengthened your relationship?
Um, yeah. I was asked to go on a date, and I respectfully declined because you can't ask me out on a date 24 hours from the time you want to go. First of all, if you ask me on a date, I know I told you I have kids.
And I gotta get my fashionable part together to get to the joint. What I have in my closet and what I gotta get together for 2 days delivery. I'm just
So,
kidding. I'm sorry.
no, just the truth. But again, it was stuck in my mind, and it was a reschedule, and I felt really good because I didn't have to say no, and it was a good. Well, I did say no, but they respected the fact that I said no. So,
How do you fit your relationship?
um, I want to say it just it kind of like broke the ice.
Mm.
So it's okay if I say no, or it's okay if he says no because we understand. We have an understanding. I'm saying no because there's a reason behind it, and I don't have to tell you the reason. I just say no. So the relationship got strengthened, and we're on the understanding tip.
Let me tell y'all the halfway from the story and I'll tell you the whole story. But give me some of the story from this story. Okay. So let's just say let's just say if you don't leave me highly alone. but she's not gonna be you
Highly
either.
is Dr. Not gonna find more.
They're
One of
gonna
it still
every
wrapped
year,
up in her feet and she
every
trying to
year, and
move
she don't care because she ain't people no more.
it.
Okay, so
Mm.
in the world of dating, if you're honest about what's going on in a situation that you're having when you're dating, like, hey, I am dating other people, blah blah blah, blah, right? There's understanding. So that's a boundary you created. Don't be trying to come over here acting like my man, because you ain't, right? So this other person I was dating didn't quite understand boundaries. So they felt some type of way and felt like they had to, quote unquote, I guess, check the other person that I was dating. I guess
Mm.
that's what you call it, a
Mm.
checking session. But instead of that person indulging in what I would have indulged in, and like, nice, I'm gonna piss you off, daddy, decided to come to me and ask me if I knew about this person and, beware and, what should they do about the situation? Should they lie or not?
Mm.
And I'm like, man, fuck that nigga. We don't owe him shit. Because at the end of the day, I'm still single and you ain't going no fucking well. So fuck that nigga. And he didn't. And we're still very, very cool today. That's what it said. So it's strengthened our relationship because we have a mutual understanding that we're honest regardless to any situation. Because of course when that happened, I told him the whole story and nothing but the story. So help us, Lord.
Amen.
And guess what? The other person, you could bitch move like that, sweetheart. I'm the bitch. If anything, I'm supposed to be in demons and have this X and bitches it up. It's so just know that it takes and it takes honesty and communication to make something work that's supposed to. And if it's not supposed to work, believe me, and you're gonna be grateful. Baby, I've done so much everything since then. Not something, everything. Okay.
Celebrating the benefits of saying no. How has saying no positively affected your personal or professional life? I got a good answer.
Okay, for my personal life positivity, no, it's honestly sometimes when you're constantly saying yes to people, they take advantage of you, right? And you realize they're taking advantage, so you start resenting it. So that really damages your relationship. When all you had to do was say no in the first place, and it would have been fine. It wouldn't have been no animosity or whatever, because you keep saying yes because they're always counting on you, and you don't know how to say no. Professionally, saying no the first time instead of letting somebody take advantage of you and burning you out to where you can't perform efficiently, you can possibly lose your job or get demoted in a certain way because you're not saying no to things you need to take care of what you need to take care of so you can pour into your job as much as you pour into it.
In a professional life, um, saying no was positive because let's just say the situation was I'm in the position I'm in because I went to school for it. And somebody else tried to put themselves in my shoes and said, well, let's figure it out. I'm gonna figure out a solution. Well, I knew what the solution was, they had to be patient, and there was no patience. So the positive effect was, I know it probably sounds bad, but their solution didn't work. And they still had to come back to me. And I said, well, you have to wait.
Yes.
Because patience is a virtue. And
Yes.
you have to wait,
Yes.
and then it'll be fixed.
Yes.
So, yeah, that was a very positive effect on my work life. And hmm, I was happy.
So personal.
Personal life, let's see. Personally, I'm okay with telling my kids no.
Mm.
Yes is yes, no is no, and that's it. And it works out because now I don't have to go driving around with no money in my account because I told them no. Works out.
Forever. Forever.
So, what have you been able to say yes to because you cleared space by saying no?
I was able to say yes to me because I decided to say no to a situation that will never serve me. And when I did that, I was able to move into a chapter in my life where I was much happier than I was when I could have just sat there and just dwelled in it. So it cleared the space for me to actually grow instead of being stagnant in my situation before.
Okay. I've been able to say yes to. I got to stay in bed all day today because I said no, no, I'm not getting up. No, I'm gonna lay in my bed, and that's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
Loved it, enjoyed it.
What advice would you give to someone who's just starting their journey on setting boundaries?
Um, I would say the best advice I would give you is when you're setting boundaries, make sure that's the boundaries that you want to set. Don't don't judge the situation and then set the boundaries. Set your boundaries first. Set your boundaries first,
Hmm.
and then when you get into the conversation or you get into that predicament, stick to your boundaries.
My advice would be to know that it's not going to be easy at first. No, you're going to guilt trip yourself. You're going to, just go through all the stages of like, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. But setting boundaries should be easy, not hard. Because those boundaries not only help you to help yourself, but help other people when you can. So just be present with yourself enough to know that them no's are going to lead you to what you need, what you want and desire, and not take away from what you could have had because you gave your time to somebody else. That would do the same for you, and probably would, but no is beneficial. It's not a negative word in a sense of when you're taking care of yourself. How can you support friends or family who are learning to say no without guilt?
Let them know, reassure them that they set their boundaries. They're the ones that said, look, This is it. I can't do this. I can't do that. So reassuring them and helping them stay focused with their boundaries will help them to say no without guilt. Reminding them and telling them that it's okay. You set this boundary because this is what's gonna make you be comfortable. This is what's gonna help you in your life because you have your own life. We all have our own lives. We have responsibilities and you need to take care of you and your household before you can try to take care of somebody else.
I could support them, my family or friends who are learning how to say no without guilt by just being like that consistency and that reminder. Like you're doing this because you need to. You're doing this because this is what's going to benefit you. Because at this time you need to pour into you and not everybody else. Be that support system. Be that constant reminder of what your goal is and how we're going to get there. If you're asking for my support and my help, I'm going to play my role in making sure that you're going to stick to what you need to be sticking to, and that no is what I'm going to have to do. Right? I haven't said no, remember?
Right.
Remember we had said no, and we weren't going to do that? We still not doing it. And
Mm-mm.
that would be my role.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess understanding that no don't deserve no explanation is the first step. Every no after that will be just fine. Even if you feel like you need to over-explain yourself. But sometimes I over-explain myself because I do feel guilty for saying no. So if I'm over-explaining myself, just know I feel guilty for telling you no, but I'm still going to tell you no, sweetheart. It's still a no for me. But I'm going to tell you that. Hmm. Let's see. Tonight, we dove deep into the powerful act of saying no and how setting boundaries is not only a necessity, but an act of self-love. Ooh, that's a word, huh?
Mm-hmm.
We hope that this conversation has empowered you to embrace your personal boundaries without guilt and to prioritize your well being. Remember, it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say no.
No.
Whatever language. No. You say no and say no.
No.
And in doing so, you're saying yes to yourself. Stay strong, stay confident, and keep taking care of your mind, body, and spirit. As we wrap up today's discussion on the power of saying no, setting boundaries without guilt, we hope you've gained valuable insight to prioritize your needs without feeling bad about it. Remember, setting boundaries is not selfish, it's essential for protecting your time, energy, and mental health. Saying no is a powerful tool for living authentically and peacefully. So don't hesitate to assert your boundaries with confidence and always honor your own needs. Here's to embracing the freedom that comes with saying no guilt free. Here's to bold choices, clear boundaries, and never feel guilty about putting yourself first. So,
Reminisce. 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 Reminisce.
well,
So, when was a time you realized saying no was more than a benefit to your time, but also made you realize it should be a part of your self and mental health as a lifestyle choice and must?
go first.
Me,
Mm.
my divorce.
Mm. Yeah, that's so good.
That benefited me, my children, my lifestyle. Um, it was a must. Um, don't miss it. I'm perfectly content taking care of my kids by myself. And my mental health has been awesome. Been an awesome, awesome relationship with myself and my mental health. It's not in
I'm gonna say my divorce too, because
word.
unfortunately, I didn't marry for love. I figured love would come, but I didn't marry for love. I married for love. I married for the convenience of me and be able to build this generational wealth, and we can figure this out, right? Then it wasn't what he said it was, right? So initially, I punished myself because I'm an Aries, and we're so awesome at doing that because we're going to punish ourselves way harder than faster than God gonna punish us. We just got to reality. So I like understand this marriage because you shouldn't even marry for this people that shit and whatever, right? But then I had to realize it's not helping me mentally, and I'm not doing well. I wasn't happy. I wasn't content. I wasn't nothing, right? And I was pulling most of the workload. I was basically the man of the relationship when it was supposed to be definitely a 50-50 situation, as agreed upon before marriage, because we was brought with that understanding. So when I decided to divorce him, it was because I realized that I need to start prioritizing me, not just in my marriage, but just in general in life and all my other relationships. And that has to be a lifestyle change for me. This has to be something I do in all areas of my life and be consistent with it because I'm no longer going to sit here and deal with things that I'm not supposed to because I don't know how to say no.
Okay, okay. And then it's gonna be our gratitude session. What are we grateful for? Can I go first, please? I'm grateful for my reminisce. And I'm grateful because I feel like getting out of that situation wasn't what God had planned for me. And I can honestly say that I have rose higher and higher days, weeks, months, years ever since I left that situation. Now I have the stability to take care of my children, put a roof over their head, um, get them things that they need, and more possibly the things that they want. And as a parent, that makes me happy. So I'm very grateful for all of that. What about you?
I'm grateful that life always has it set up to where each, I want to say, decade of life leads to a different lesson and another level of comfortability of saying no, right? Because in my 20s, I didn't say no at all. In my 30s, I started to say no. My 40s, I am a no pro. I am a beast. And I'm grateful for that because it took experiences and situations to get me here, to understand the power of no. For me, I'm also grateful for I don't know, like the people that I can say no to, they understand why I'm saying no, right? They don't feel no way about it because they know if I could, I would, right?
I can't, so I ain't.
Good, I can't because I ain't. So I'm grateful for those opportunities where I do say no is not held against me in a way that I have to feel like I'm losing a friend or family member because I can't, right? Even though I would have done it, even though I couldn't when I was younger. I think just knowing that gratitude for the small things lead to the abundance of big things. Being grateful for just the love of friendship, the love you give from your family, and telling them no, and understanding it's gonna be okay. It's not good.
It's awesome.
No, unfortunately, I get these beautiful 2 days with you guys, as we do every week.
We get snow next week.
I knew she was going to say something. Is there anything that you want to say?
We're gonna get snow
And we're getting snow when? Because you just said it's
Tuesday. We're gonna get snow
I be
Tuesday.
telling her she should stay up north. Because there's no way we should be getting no kind of snow down there. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if I wanted to be where that snow was, I would be up north. But guess what I'm saying to that snow come Tuesday?
I'm gonna be outside
No,
videoing
no, 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 no.
and I'm gonna say yes, 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 yes.
I'm gonna cry. No, 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 no.
I'm gonna be outside saying
I'm
yes,
just saying,
yes,
I
yes,
love
yes, yes.
snow. I don't like the coldness of the snow and the coldness of the ice. But we always go over to my favorite snow.
We're gonna let y'all go.
We're gonna let y'all go. All right, babes. As we wrap up tonight's episode on the power of saying no, setting boundaries without guilt. Remember this. Saying no is not about shutting others out. It's about letting yourself in. Everyone, no. Every no creates space for the things, people, and opportunities that truly matter in your life. And guilt, that's just an outdated reaction to a brand new healthy you. Setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's self-love. You can't pour from an empty glass, right? And speaking of glasses, to everyone who's ready to start honoring their time, energy, and their work by saying no when it counts, go ahead and cheers to yourself.
Yes. If you loved tonight's episode, share it with your bestie or someone who needs a little nudge and advice on the power of saying no, setting boundaries without a guilt. And as always, we'd love to hear your thoughts on today's episode. Slide into our DMs or tag us in the post about how you're stepping on self love, saying no, and setting those boundaries guilt free. And don't forget to subscribe, leave us a comment, or review us below and let us know how we're doing, and or if you have some jewels on saying no without guilt and want to share that with us. Follow us on Instagram at Babes and Cocktails. Also, we have Facebook, Babes and Cocktails, and for more empowering conversations and fun vibes.
Thanks for tuning in to Breaks and Cocktails. We appreciate your time. Come and chill with us again for more cocktails, laughs, and real talk. When, Robin?
Fridays and Saturdays definitely.
Those are the days. Those are the days.
Anytime, 7 or later, Central Time.
Ish.
7 or later. Because if I told you what time it was, that.
days. Stay focused. Keep growing fearlessly, evolving and sipping responsibly. Most importantly, be intentional and consistent. Be bold and don't forget you're allowed to put yourself first. And we'll see you again next weekend. Miracles, magic, blessings, and prosperity. Robin, later.